Have you ever taken a bite of pasta bathed in a mushroom marinara sauce with plenty of Parmesan cheese and thought, wow, this tastes amazing? Or maybe you've had a similar experience with chicken fried rice or even just a simple slice of pizza. Like, they all taste abnormally good. Well, your taste buds aren't lying. There really is something special going on with the components of these foods that make them super flavorful. They're called glutamates, and you can think of them as nature's flavor enhancers. Best of all, there are several foods that you may already have in your kitchen that are high in glutamates. Add any of these as ingredients in a recipe or simply add them to a meal and boom, you will amp up the flavor. After watching this video, you'll know about 5 common foods that are high in these natural flavor enhancers. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook no matter your skill level. And today we are talking about something special. We are talking about glutamates. So first of all, what is a glutamate? Well, a glutamate is simply a type of amino acid, which you may know as a building block of protein. They're common in foods and, well, they're actually common in you. As a non-essential amino acid, your body actually makes glutamates. It needs them to function. But one of the other traits of glutamates is that they enhance flavor, though in a way that's a little bit hard to describe. We often call it umami, which is called the 5th taste in addition to sweet, sour, bitter, and salty. Umami can best be described as a savory sensation. And while many foods have glutamates in them, some are particularly high. And that means that you can add any of these foods to a recipe and they will boost the flavor naturally. Now, a little side note, you might hear glutamate and think MSG, which is short for monosodium glutamate. Now, MSG is an isolated component of glutamate and is actually commercially made. You can buy it in the store as a seasoning, something such as accent. In this video, I'm not referring to commercially made MSG. There's been some controversy in the past decades over commercially made MSG, with people saying they feel ill after eating it. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole in this video, but I will tell you what the FDA says about commercially made MSG, and they say that it is generally recognized as safe. And I'll put a link to their site in the description if you want to know more. But again, I'm not talking about the commercial stuff here. I'm talking about natural and 5 foods that are high in glutamates, which means that they will amp up the flavor of whatever you use them in. So we will start with tomatoes. Good old tomatoes are high in glutamates, and you know tomatoes, you use tomatoes. You can use them in salads, you can eat them plain, but it's not just raw tomatoes. Cooked tomatoes also have glutamates, and this is actually the way that I like to use tomatoes, whether it's a marinara sauce or a pizza sauce or even a salsa. Tomatoes just boost flavor of whatever they are in, and you can use them in myriad ways. They're just such a versatile food, and again, when cooked, you can use something concentrated like tomato paste that will really boost the flavor. Next up is mushrooms. And again, this is a pretty common food. I'm sure you've eaten a mushroom, you've probably cooked a mushroom. These are really great as well. And this is another food that you can use raw in a salad or as a crudité. But again, I really like to cook these. I like them sauteed with some butter in a pan. I like to add them to recipes, everything from omelets to quesadillas. Mushrooms are fantastic and they just pop with flavor. Additionally, you can get dried mushrooms, which are also really versatile and something that you can keep in your pantry to have on hand. So you could get something like a dried shiitake mushroom and just add that to a soup or broth or whatever, and it is just going to boost the flavor. Next up is soy sauce, and this is another food that I'm sure you've had, a condiment. You've probably drizzled this over rice, where it's a staple. It's vital in making something like fried rice, but soy sauce is just bursting with glutamate, and if you've ever had it, you know it. It's got that nice savory, salty taste. One way I like to use soy sauce is in my shishito pepper recipe, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. But what I do is I blister and char shishito peppers in a cast iron pan. It is absolutely amazing. They are so delicious. I hope you try them. But drizzle some soy sauce on them or any other vegetables that you might be working with, and you're just going to explode the flavor profile. Okay, and then there are walnuts, a really common nut. Again, I'm sure you've had these. They're nice, they're crunchy, but they're also packed with glutamates. So I like to use these in everything from oatmeal in the mornings to my breakfast bars, or even an ice cream sundae, or snacking on them alone. Walnuts are just a great addition to foods, and I want you to think outside the box when using them. You know, you could use them in a salad, maybe with some nice gorgonzola or a blue cheese, and that is going to be delicious. Heck, add some tomatoes and mushrooms to that salad, and it's just going to be bursting with flavor. And finally, speaking of cheese, Parmesan cheese is high in glutamates. Both this stuff that's dried and you can kind of keep in your pantry, or the refrigerated fresh Parmesan cheese. I like to get a shaved kind and put that over pasta, but any sort of Parmesan cheese is just going to be really, really great for upping the flavor level of your food. And you can put this stuff on so many things. It's just fantastic. Now, these are not the only 5 foods that are high in glutamates. Like I say, there are others, but these are particularly common. And in addition to using them alone, like I say, you can combine them. So for example, if you have a mushroom marinara sauce and then you put some Parmesan cheese on it, you're like tripling the taste level of that sauce. It's just gonna be delicious. So that's a little Glutamate 101. You know, try these on your foods, and you know, next time you're taking a bite of something with them in them and you're thinking, man, this tastes so good, now you know why. And now you can think about incorporating these types of ingredients in your next recipe or in your next meal and really just make that meal explode with flavor. Hey, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. I am so glad that you are here. Until next time, I hope you want to cook. MSG, which is short for monosodium glutamate.